Now let's talk about key topics that we have seen in procurement process flow. So we all know that it starts with sourcing. So sourcing is nothing but it is a process which includes every activity that deals with identifying and selecting potential suppliers and engaging with all these suppliers who offer best value to the company. Now we have seen that sourcing process starts with identification of need. So it is nothing but identification of needs proactively about what products and services will be required for an organization in coming time. Now post need identification, it is important to do a market research. Now we have tried to capture market research process in three different aspects. These three are request for information, then request for proposal, and then request for quotes, which is simply a market research. Now let's talk about each of them. So first is request for information, which is also called as RFI. As name suggests, procurement uses RFIs to gather huge information to understand what should be the next step. Now, RFI is an solicitation or it is a request sent to broad base of potential suppliers for the purpose of gathering information to prepare for further steps, that is RFP and RFQ. Now we can also consider that RFI, RFP and RFQ are actually a filtering process to identify the potential suppliers. So in RFI, basic information is requested from suppliers like suppliers' products or services that are offered, then product catalogs, suppliers' capacity, suppliers' recognitions and multiple certifications, suppliers' financial information, then technical capabilities and innovations of suppliers, and also let's say some information related to current customers of a supplier. Now the next step is RFP. Now RFP is a procurement request that is sent to further potential suppliers with whom a company wants to create a relationship or partnership in a future. Now in RFP, questions are very specific related to products and their functionalities, or we can say product or service characteristics from the supplier. The next step is RFQ. RFQ is a request which is sent to further very few potential suppliers, and this request contains exact details or list of description of relevant parameters of intended purchase. Now in this situation we have seen that it's a filtering process. So for an example, if RFI is sent to 100 suppliers, then further we have to identify potential suppliers from those 100. Then let's assume that we have identified 30 suppliers who are potential. Then the RFP is sent to those 30 suppliers. Then further filtering is done based on RFP responses. Let's say we have understood that only 10 suppliers are potential suppliers with whom we should have a further discussion. Now in RFQ, very limited information or very exact information is requested to supplier. It can include part description or part specification. It can also include like quantities and volumes that is required. It may also include drawings or description of a product in detail. It will also talk about quality and delivery requirements of a product or service. It may also include terms of contract or terms and conditions of the buyer, and it may also include other value added requirements or aspects. Now once sourcing is done, we know that the further step is contract management. Now before we understand what is contract management, so what is contract? So contract is a legally binding agreement between two or more parties who agree to buy or sell goods and services from each other. Now a contract is required because it provides legal protection for all the parties who are involved in transactions. It also outlines roles and responsibilities of all the parties, and it helps to reduce the risk or to share the risk of all the parties as per duties and agreement. Contracts typically include details related to the scope of work of a project, quality requirements, legal aspects, and also project schedules and payment terms. And hence a contract is most important to any business transaction that involves exchange of a value. So benefit of contract management is it can drastically reduce risk for a business by legally outlining the expectations and responsibilities of each of the parties involved in the entire contract, and hence it enforces compliance to contractual obligations by the involved parties. In procurement process, we also spoke about spend analysis. Now, what is spend analysis? So spend analysis is the process of collecting and analyzing expense data to get an insight in patterns and trends for the purpose of reducing cost or to generate maximum value by changing procurement practices further. Now there are basically 5 steps that are done in the spend analysis. So first is to identify all sources of spend data. It can be ERP systems, it can be invoices, it can be shipment data. Once we identify all sources of spend data, then extract that spend data and clean that data in a better format so that it can be analyzed further. In the third step, the data analysis takes place. So we have to analyze the data with multiple different analysis techniques. In that data analysis, we may find out product-wide spend, supplier-wide spend, or month-wide spend. We can also find different patterns and trends. Once we understand data, once we understand different insights from that data, the fourth stage is to decide about what are the saving opportunities and what are the other opportunities to make procurement process further better. And once we identify multiple opportunities to do better, then we have to implement all these decisions as a final step.